The story begins on one sunny day, where Satsuki and her younger sister Mei travel in the car with their father Tatsuo along a country road to their new residence. The girls are excited about the relocation, since it would bring them closer to their mother Yasuko, who is recovering from a long-term illness at the hospital. The girls find their old falling apart house beautiful and set out to explore it right away. They open all the windows and doors before running up the stairs into the attic. There is a faint rustling sound in the darkness above, before an acorn tumbles down the steps. Feeling curious, the girls yell at the dark. Mei notices dark, fuzzy creatures in the wall carefully watching them, while Satsuki rushes to the opposite end of the attic to open the window. As Satsuki returns downstairs, Mei gets more curious. When she reaches a finger into a crack in the wall, a swarm of black soot balls, which are small dark, dust-like house spirits, fly out, one of which she manages to grab between her palms. Granny, the elderly neighbor who has been looking after the house, notices Mei and Satsuki have soot on their hands and feet, and says that they must have encountered Suzuwatari, or soot spirits, who will most likely leave now that people are inside the house. Her grandson, Kanta, comes through the door and shouts that the house is possessed. Granny scolds him, and he runs away. That evening, the family takes a bath together as the house groans and shakes due to the wind. When the girls start to get scared, their father tells them to laugh, since doing so will chase away any spirits in the house. And sure enough, when they start laughing, the clan of soot spirits escapes the home through the roof and flies out on the wind. The next morning, we see Satsuki prepares her family's meal. She quickly finishes her breakfast and says goodbye and leaves for school. On that same day, Tatsuo, who is a professor, works from home while Mei plays outside. While playing outside, Mei comes across two white, resembling a rabbit ears, and follows them under the house. Two little magical creatures that she finds show her the way through a briar patch and into the hollow of a big camphor tree. A larger variation of the same kind of spirit that identifies itself by making a series of roars that she recognizes as Totoro appears to her, and she makes friend with it. She falls asleep on top of the big Totoro. When Satsuki gets home from school, Mei is not there. As she and her father look for her, they finally found her lying on the ground in a patch of thick briars. Mei then tries to bring Satsuki and her father to Totoro's family tree, but she is unsuccessful. Her father reassures her that Totoro would reveal himself when he wants to. After that, they make their way around the bush to the huge camphor tree that Mei fell into, where they pay their respects to the spirits who kept Mei safe. The next day, the family rides bikes deeper into town to visit the girl's mother. They pass Granny and Kanta, who are working in the rice field. After arriving at the hospital, the girls tell about the new home to their mother, and Mei is feeling excited that her mother will sleep together in her bed when she is healthy enough to return home. Yasuko combs Satsuki's hair as the family spends time together. One day at school, Satsuki is surprised when Mei and Granny unexpectedly appear outside her school building. Mei only wants to be with Satsuki, even though she was left under Granny's care that day while their father attended class. So, with the teacher's approval, Satsuki lets Mei stay in the classroom with her. That afternoon, when they make their way home, they are unprepared for a rainstorm. Satsuki and Mei seek refuge under the roof of a little shrine until Kanta comes and offers his umbrella to them. Later, Satsuki and Mei return the umbrella to Kanta's mother before heading to the bus stop to wait for their father. Under the rain, the girls wait for their father's bus and become concerned when he does not show up on the bus they are expecting him to be on. Mei is exhausted and Satsuki lays her on her back to sleep. Suddenly, Satsuki notices two clawed feet standing close by. When she raises her head, it appears to be Totoro standing next to her. She offers him the extra umbrella as she notices Totoro just has a big leaf to protect him from the rain. Delighted with the cover and the sound the raindrops make on the umbrella, Totoro roars in glee as headlights come down the pitch-black road. The headlights begin to bounce, and this draws Satsuki's attention. Then the bus comes. The cat bus, a massive, cat-shaped vehicle, stops right in front of them. Then Totoro hands Satsuki a leaf-wrapped package before getting on the cat bus and leave. Soon after that, their father's bus arrives. Tatsuo apologizes for being late. He walks the girls home, and when they open their present, they discover that it is full with acorns. They plant them in the garden next to their house. A few days later, the girls awaken at midnight and notice that Totoro and his company of smaller Totoros engaged in a ceremonial dance around the planted nuts and seeds. The girls join in following their dance to encourage the acorns to grow. Then the seeds sprout and grow and combine into an enormous tree. Totoro takes his company and the girls for a ride on a magical flying top, and they sit on top of the branches making music with hollow gourds. In the morning, they saw the tree is gone, but notice the seeds have indeed sprouted. On the next scene, we see the girls go on a picnic with Granny, and she makes a delicious meal out of fresh veggies from her garden. She assures them that eating healthy foods will help their mother's recovery. Next, a telegram from the hospital arrives for Tatsuo. In fear of something bad happening to their mother, Satsuki rushes to Kanta's house to make a phone call to her father. Later, he calls her back after speaking with the hospital. He told Satsuki that her mother is well, but won't be able to return home that weekend due to a setback in her treatment. Despite his promises, Satsuki didn't take the news very well and scolded Mei when she doesn't understand why their mother can't return home. Although Granny assures Satsuki that their mother should be okay, Satsuki starts to cry and worries that her mother may pass away. When Mei overhears this, she walks away and decides to visit the hospital by herself to give her mother an ear of corn, in hope that she will feel better. Mei has already left before Satsuki realizes she is missing. Satsuki panics and starts to look for Mei everywhere. She regrets for having yelled at her, while the entire neighborhood joins in the search for Mei. When Satsuki recognizes a shoe discovered in a nearby pond as not belonging to Mei, everyone feels a slight relief. In the end, Satsuki returns in despair to the camphor tree and begs Totoro for assistance. Totoro is happy to help, so he takes Satsuki to the top of his tree and calls the cat bus, which brings her directly to Mei, who is sitting by herself on the side of the road. The cat bus then offers to take Satsuki and Mei across the countryside to visit their mother in the hospital. Finally, the girls sit in a tree outside of the hospital, overhearing a conversation between their parents and discover that their mother has been kept in the hospital because of a minor cold and is otherwise doing well. They discreetly leave Mei's corn on the windowsill and write a get well message for her mother on the husk. After that, we see the cat bus takes them home. Having dropped the girls, the cat bus departs. It then disappears from the girls' sight. Don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this and support the channel. Thanks for watching.